Hi Virgo, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I'm here for your July 2016 tarot forecast. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm using my Arthurian Legend tarot cards. And let's see what's going on in July and what sort of energies may be around. So I'm going to pull two cards for work. It's funny how similar cards come out when I'm doing these monthly readings. And I shuffle really well, and I separate all the cards when I put them back in the decks, so the likelihood of them coming out again, they're not like stuck together in a clump, and they still sort of come out. Take a nice deep breath. Ooh, nice. You got the Nine of Cups. And wow. Very nice. Oh, I'm loving these cards. Interesting. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords. So the bottom of the deck for me is a couple of things. It could be like a subconscious or an underlying influence situation or energy that's influencing the situation that you may or may not be aware of, or it's sort of an energy that's going to come to the surface throughout the month. But the Five of Swords is, you can see it's a very sad card in this deck, and for me, it's a card about compromise. And, do you never compromise? Do you compromise too much? What are you compromising? Is it worth it or not? Where's your line in the sand? So sometimes, you have to look, if you're trying to figure something out with someone, what's the end goal? Do you both have the same end goal or not? And if you are, sometimes you can realize you're both on the same side. You just have a different way of going about it, which can make things workable. But if you have completely different goals, different priorities, there's a point where you have to really look at what you're compromising and if it's worth it, and if you should be being put in a situation or putting yourself in a situation where you are compromising things that it's too costly for you. So for me, I feel like that's like a past influence that maybe you historically have given too much, compromised too much, allowed things um, to be put on the table up for compromise that you shouldn't be compromising. The focus of this month is the Ace of Shields. So this is a beautiful new beginning in home, work, spirituality, health, well-being. Okay, so I see like you are taking some very tangible, practical new beginnings in your life to mitigate or to stop this type of energy from being a part of your life anymore. So this is a new home, a new job, a new spiritual practice, a new hobby, new health routine. I can't remember if I said that. It's just a beautiful offering from the universe, but it's often something you're actively welcoming and starting in your life as well. So in the work category, this card came up, I think, for Sagittarius. So it's an interesting, the Nine of Wands in this deck, it's like, I think I described it in the other reading as if you've ever been at the ocean and you've sort of gotten caught up in a wave, and you just seem to be about to get your balance and get up when another wave can come and crash and take you back down again. And you can get stuck in the cycle of just not being able, like you come up for one breath and then something's crashing down on you again. And, maybe you're trying to get these practical material things here that have gotten washed ashore. But I think what you guys are realizing is maybe you're chasing after some materialistic things that just aren't really worth it. And maybe you have been compromising yourself for your work because you needed that paycheck or that next bigger job or something. And that it's really, maybe you've been putting too much energy on material things and it's really just been beating you down and depleting you. And it may be time to let those things go and realize that it's not worth it. It's also asking you to find a group of people that are supportive, that have the same outlook and philosophy and end goal. So surrounding yourself with supportive people instead of combative people that just take, and find a career or a place of business, even if you don't actually change careers, that's much more mutually supportive, and that as a true team environment. They just don't talk about team. They really do act as a team, and they're supportive to each other. So finding like a company with a consciousness, or starting your own company. We have this Ace of Shields here, and you may just be like, I'm sick of killing myself, of just being caught up in this endless cycle of punishment. It's never enough. We need more. And so you're just constantly drowning and overwhelmed, to saying, I think I can have a different business model or way of running this business that is going to lift people up and support people instead of beat them down. And you just may get a heck of a lot more productivity out of people. So you may be very well starting your own business because you refuse to compromise and continue to work under these types of conditions. Oh, I love that. Good for you. Okay, in your home life, we have the Queen of Cups, so an emotionally mature queen. She's not a drama queen. That would be a negative side. She doesn't look for the opportunity to find drama and create a big deal out of every situation. Instead, she acknowledges her feelings and lets them go and doesn't let them take over and change and drive how she navigates in the world. So at home, it's like you're taking control and taking responsibility for your emotions and your reactions and how you deal with stuff. And so there's a truce, the meeting of the minds. It's like you're keeping your emotions at bay and just having a really healthy conversation. And maybe this is around and the queen's energy isn't necessarily male or female, so don't get hung up on that. So maybe you need to have a discussion with your partner about, I'm going out on my own. I'm going to start my own business. I can't work for this company or this person. They're killing me. They're sucking the life out of me, and I want to come together. I want to do this a different way. And not being like, I can't deal with it, and just very calmly and thoughtfully and constructively having a discussion. And I think it's going to be a good discussion. It's going to help. It's interesting too. It's like someone's coming over from another camp and he's come all the way across, and this guy is putting his swords down. He's like, I'm open to talking to you. Thank you for coming cross this water. It may have been emotionally difficult for you to do this. And I'm not going to make it any harder on you. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. So it's sort of a different energy than this energy where it's like my way or the highway. It's a discussion. It's an openness. Trying to making a decision based on facts and just having a good discussion with someone and seeing if you guys can make some decision and come to terms and bridge the gap. Now in your love life, um, I'm sort of feeling like maybe for some of you this compromising too much or putting compromising who you truly are, that by making a conscious decision to stop this and start new, um, it may be that your partner wasn't purposefully like trying to take advantage of you or being selfish. It's like sometimes people feel like they get taken advantage of. Like, don't allow other people. They feel like they have to give and compromise, and really the other person isn't demanding that from you. And it's kind of like, okay, it's like sometimes even you can come across as feeling like you would get angry if you allowed someone else to help you. So make sure that in your love life that, I think this is also this Two of Swords, that you really have a good, level headed, thoughtful conversation about how things are going, and try to keep accusations out of it. And don't just assume that someone has been behaving badly. If you've had resentment build up, make sure that you haven't been playing the martyr and such. So have that difficult conversation that you're not sure how someone's going to react or where it's going to go, but come from a place of understanding and saying, I've been feeling this way and I'm not really sure if, how do you see this situation? Are you okay with, I feel like I've been doing a lot, but I know I tend to say, oh, no, 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 I'll do it. Don't worry. Do you want to help more? What's your perspective on this situation? Um, and maybe taking that approach and just seeing what happens, seeing what the conversation, and if the person still turns around and takes it, is just expecting you to do everything or is not being forthright, well, then you have your answer. They are behaving badly. But make sure your resentment is not somehow potentially a little bit of your own doing. Also, make sure that if someone is behaving badly, you're not getting dragged down to their level. Okay? No more compromising yourself for someone else's bad behavior. You need to stand on your own. And here's the motivation behind this Ace of Shields. Over here is this Knight of Wands. Your passions are changing. You want to bring in so I think for some of you, this conversation you're having about the situation is going to change things for the better, and there's going to be a renewal in your relationship. And for some of you, I think it will end, and I think it's actually like you're going to feel free and passionate and like, oh my god, I'm ready to move forward in this new direction, and it's going to be extremely freeing and wonderful. And it's you're going to bring about all these amazing new way of work, of life, of home, of where you live, of how you live your life. um, it's going to be a breath of fresh air, and the wisdom and that you're getting from these realizations and these changes is, your wish may come true in the seeds of something potentially could be looked upon as negative, like the ending of a job, the ending of a partnership or a relationship, but it's actually the seeds of all you desire, because you're going to be free of this Five of Swords. Um, and just always, I like to say with this card, the wish card, make sure you just because your wish doesn't come through exactly the way you imagined it or hoped it or wanted it to come through, it may come through in the way you need it to come through. Um, so be open to that. An owl just hooted. I guess I'm saying some wise shit right now. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, if just because a job may end or a relationship may end, you may actually be getting your wish. Okay, so be patient and wait to see how it unfolds, because then we have the universe. I mean, it's a culmination, but it's like this thing had to culminate to come to this conclusion for you to then start anew. It's this beautiful coming full circle that's happening, and it's going to allow you this fresh start and to leave this behind. So what new things do you want to begin? Take some practical steps towards them. And this is beautiful. This is one of the best cards in the deck, I think I said. So look forward to this, welcome this, and it may come about not in the way you think it should, but it's going to come about. So don't miss this beautiful opportunity. So Virgo, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you at the next video. Take care.